Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. The date and time now today is the 4th of March, around 10:30 a.m. Market is open now. And let's take a look at our portfolio holding for today. So it has been about 1-2 weeks since I last updated this channel and this portfolio. Currently, it's down by close to about $500 in this securities account. Without further ado, let's look at our holdings now. We'll start with the one that is in the highest, is the most losing end, to the one that is the most profitable. So and we'll discuss briefly stock by stock on the latest updates for these companies. First up, FISV. This one just holding a very small position of 2 shares. So this one is actually a mistake. To me, I feel it's kind of a mistake investment. As before, when I bought in this company, I've checked their numbers. They're actually quite healthy, but I think there's a lot of underlying issues with this company. That's why ever since that drop, my purchase at about $100. Current pricing is about $62. Right here, you can see. So the highest is $238, and current trading price is $62. So my purchase is around the $100 mark, which is around, is it written here? Can't see from here. It's alright. So you can see it's all the way downhill since the all-time high. Alright, here's a 1-year chart. Let's take a look at the next one. Okay, next up, SOFI. SOFI has dropped quite a bit recently. Ever since my buy here, has now $16. Yeah, of course, due to the war between the US, Iran, and Israel. So market is a bit volatile. Volatility hit quite high, I think around $27 yesterday. So let's check the volatility for today. Let's check VIX. Today at $20. So it has toned down a bit. So yesterday was at you can see yesterday was at $28 highest. So today it came down to $20. So I think not much news about the wars. That's why things are de-escalating slightly, just a bit. Go back to the portfolio now. Alright, so far I have whole 3 shares. I have more shares in I have quite a sizable position in my main portfolio for SOFI. So hoping it can go back to above $20. So far I plan to hold it for long term. I have no worries of holding it for long term. I think it's temporarily setback for this period. Next, ELF. ELF holding is also 3 shares and down by 23%. And this cosmetic company, I still have probably I thought of that they have quite a bit of potential, so I plan to hold it for long term as well. Adobe SaaS company, I've explained over the last video. So I think they have briefly bounced back a little over the past few days. You can see the green starting to show some green candles. Well, hopefully it can go higher. Okay, you can see fundamentally strong company, but very much affected by AI. Yeah, we have discussed so many times about this. Next, CELH holding recently has also bounced back. You can see here. So it dropped from $59 close to $60 here, and starting to come down. I think for the past few days it has started to go back. Oh, this is the last few days, sorry. So I think I sold some stocks in my main portfolio, I think around $55 or something, and it came back down again. So I did not do much for this account. I just keep adding shares when I feel like, when the shares are low. So Palo Alto is also affected by the SaaS, I mean the SaaS company, by all the AI. So it's minus 8%. So this one is also a long-term play. Just one share in this account. Microsoft, yes, I'm quite happy to buy one share of Microsoft for this account as well. So I believe a lot of potential for Microsoft. Their PE is quite low now, and we'll see. If there's chance it drop below 380. I'm planning to add one more shares for this account. So I still have quite a bit of cash here in this account. So I plan to buy more. Facebook, Facebook. Ever since my purchase, it has not been doing that well. I think you can see my purchase price is about $700. Now it's about 670. Facebook is sort of like fluctuating. I just have this strange feeling that the Magnificent Seven for the past few months and maybe for the next few months will be just bouncing up and down. Just like quite flat. I believe in a range bound, maybe between 650 plus minus for Facebook. I mean for Meta. So quite strange. I think for the big tech and for these Magnificent Seven stocks. Okay, so I mean it's still a long term play, but I feel hopefully it can bounce back higher. And because Meta, all the big tech, they are spending a lot on their capex, on their spending for the AI, for the data, for the chips. So the beneficiary companies could be NVDA and AMD and maybe Broadcom, AVGO. So personally, I'm also thinking I might take some profit from my Meta or Google, and then add a bit more in AMD, and I think especially in AMD. Yeah, that's my plan. So next, Salesforce, SaaS company. It's still recently has been this past few days is not too bad, starting to bounce back a little. Lowest 174. I mean, if it ever bounce lower, I could add more. But for Salesforce, I have already have a decent position, probably about 4%, 4-5% in my main portfolio. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to add more because all my SaaS company like Microsoft, Salesforce, ServiceNow, I think it adds up to maybe more than 12% already in my portfolio. So I would not like to have too much of a exposure to SaaS companies. What if something really goes wrong? What if AI really, or the agent AI really take over all this? I mean, it's impossible for now, but we never know what will happen. Certain companies might be hit. Certain company may be hit more than some company. So next, just one share of Salesforce here. Amazon also just one share. So Amazon is also, like what I mentioned earlier, the big tech is quite flat recently. It's range bound around $200 for Amazon. Then we have ServiceNow, we just mentioned. ServiceNow is showing a bit of bouncing up. I think it's a bit of recovery here. Same like Salesforce and maybe Microsoft as well. NVIDIA, I take a bit of profit in my main portfolio for NVIDIA because I feel for the past maybe 6 months, we can see you can go back to 2025 last year. It was around 170 to 180. So today is also around the same. So 6 months ago and today, the share price is the same for NVIDIA. So I find, although the company is doing very good and their earnings has been fantastic, has been incredible, but I think the share price is a bit more range bound, and probably because it's the biggest position, biggest holding in the S&P 500. So I think the up down may not be as much as a few years back. So I plan to maybe, if it can hit back to $200, I will also let go some position, take some profit for NVIDIA, and maybe put it into AMD or Microsoft. You'll see how. Fortinet, I got it at quite a good price. See, $74. So 3 shares here. So it's still in the green. Recently has been quite flat as well. Range bound, $75 to $85. I think it's around here. Netflix, yes, I'm happy that Netflix is starting to bounce back up. You can see the jump back up for the past few days. From the lowest point is $75, and highest is about 100 now. And yeah, they take over of the Warner Brothers. It may not happen, so because they want to back out. So it's good news for Netflix. Investor feel it's good news, so they're starting to buy back up the shares now. I think it will hit back $200. I think in the next 1-2 weeks. I think. So showing very good sign of recovery. Highest is $126. Let's see whether it can go back to all-time high again. But I mean, eventually it depends on the war situation as well. Sentiment is not good. I think investors sell everything and just put into gold, right? The second last company, AMD. So I'm quite optimistic about AMD because a lot of the big tech spending is on chips, right? And AMD, I feel their potential to go much higher is there because they did not release their most powerful chips yet, and I find their growth could be better than NVDA. So depend on personal, depend on your individual risk level. So if you don't want to take too much risk, I think NVIDIA is maybe better for you. So if you're willing to take a little bit more risk, probably AMD is, you can consider AMD as, I myself, I find there's more growth for AMD. Highest is 268, that's 267. Today is about $197. So in this range below 200, I'm still happy to add shares, but not today, I think. I will just, because it's a green day, I'll wait for it to calm down. Alright, next one, MRVL. MRVL is also a chip company, and I got it at a very low price, so I'm happy to hold for long term. So if it go over value, I may be tempted to sell maybe my MRVL share and wait for the next wave down. Alright, that's all for the updates on my portfolio. Minus $400. Hopefully after the war it can go back up. Thanks for watching, everyone. And any question? Please give me a like if you are someone that happened to watch until the end, and I appreciate it. And remember to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.